Today I'm going to talk to you about how to deal with heartbreak. Hello, Candice Oneida here, and welcome to She TV, the place to become powerfully feminine from the inside out. Today I'm actually answering a question that came up in a live stream I did the other day on YouTube from a subscriber. Sarah Abdullahi asks me, how can we deal with heartbreak? Firstly, this is such a deep, personal, real question, and I want to make sure that anybody that's watching this, that you're dealing with something very, very real, and probably the most painful of human experiences is heartbreak. Trust me, I know heartbreak. I've had a lot of heartbreak in my life. I watched my father die from the ages of 10 through till 13. And I've dealt with some very, very real painful breakups from relationships. So trust me, my dear, I know heartbreak. But let's be real here. Heartbreak is the human condition. When we're in heartbreak, we are dealing with the most shared experience that we all have. And that's literally, unless you're a sociopath, because sociopaths don't feel. So if you're in heartbreak, it's because you have a heart. It's because you know how to love and be loved. So what causes heartbreak? Now, heartbreak can happen due to a number of core things. It can happen because of the loss of a loved one. So the death of a parent, a sibling, somebody close to you, the death of a child, or the death of a partner. Okay? Of course, heartbreak also comes up when we have separation from a lover or a partner. That may be what most of you are more familiar with, because it's something that we seem to go through many times, right? So why does heartbreak happen? It happens because of the level of intimacy and closeness we've experienced with that person, and our energies get really mingled. So the closer you were to them, the more intimate you were with them, the more in their energy you were, the ripping experience that happens when the separation happens is what is going on. It's an energetic ripping. And that is literally a wound. It's a wound that needs time to heal, and it needs to grieve. Now, the first thing I want to say to you if you're in heartbreak at the moment is I want to reassure you that it will not feel like this forever. It will not feel this dire forever. I know it seems like it when you're in it, but it won't be. So please listen on. There's a few suggestions I want to give you as to how to deal with this. First one is don't be alone. Don't withdraw. Don't just go into yourself and withdraw from the world in your own pain and suffering. Find people who you trust, who know what you're going through and how this has happened, and allow them in, allow them to hold you, allow them to nurture you. And I say that in a way to make sure that you find people that don't go into rechurning the story too much or berating the person that left you or that you broke up from. This needs to be somebody that can hold you and hold you and not have to go into the story. The second suggestion I have is don't suppress your feelings. There's so many ways we suppress feeling. It's through drugs, alcohol, through Netflix marathons, through the withdrawal mechanisms, through painkillers, through antidepressants. I'm very anti-antidepressants because they only cover up and mask what's actually happening in your energy. And I really want you to be able to feel what's happening. The reason is the more you can actually be very nourishing and nurturing toward yourself and realize that this will pass, it will actually speed up your healing. One thing I want to say here is a caveat. Heartbreak has its own timeline. It needs to heal. And anybody that tries to tell you that you'll get over this, there's other fish in the sea, whatever else they say, that's not what you want to hear. What you need to be able to hear is this is valid. Your experience is really, really valid. And the more you can turn toward it and feel it, the faster it will heal itself. If you're really, really suffering and you can't seem to get over this situation, then I want to suggest a third thing, and that is see a specialist, a therapist, somebody who can help you, who has an objectivity and a level of expertise to be able to help you through this experience. There's beautiful work such as grief recovery that I'd highly recommend. You can look that up, or find a therapist of whatever type you feel comfortable with. I do a lot of this with my private clients if it's what's called for. I've had 20 years working with grief with clients, but you need to find somebody that you trust, that can take you through a process, that can hold a little bit of objectivity and actually take you through a healing pathway. You need to grieve. You have to be able to grieve and let yourself take time. I know that when I've been in heartbreak before, that I could barely get out of bed. Like my will, my desire was all blocked and locked down. Couldn't really feel a raison d'etre. I couldn't feel what mattered in the world. I couldn't find something that would get me moving forward. And that's why you need to have some people around you who are aware of what you're going through, okay? Please don't be alone in this experience. And as we're ending up here today, and this is obviously a very short video about something that's very real and it has a long time span to it, so I just wanted to give you some understanding and encouragement about what's going on. Please seek support, guidance, help, therapy if you need it. Find community if a close person or family member can't be a support for you. Do not be alone. If you have any further questions about how to deal with heartbreak, please put a comment below. Subscribe to the channel because I put videos up frequently and I'd love you to be a subscriber. And as you can see, I do answer questions when subscribers ask me questions. And remember, when you have the courage to go out there and shine, you give others permission to do the same. Bye-bye for now.